Tonight, students in Carmel say the fight for stadium lights at their high school have brought them closer together as a community. Tonight, the decision made by the Carmel School Board. And in Watsonville, there's an effort to crack down on people selling tobacco products to minors. Details on the sting operations being carried out. And not only is it chilly out there, soon we're going to be dealing with cold rain in the Central Coast when a system with rain and gusty winds moves in. And in Seaside, we're learning what led to a shooting and get a look at all the weapons and ammunition seized by police at the suspect's home.
Covering the Central Coast, this is KION News Channel 46 at 11 o'clock.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here tonight for KION News at 11. I'm Veronica Macias. It was an emotional night for students at Carmel High School. They also had a victory after the school board votes to unanimously approve the Stadium Lights project at their football field. Tonight, the meeting lasted 3 hours and it was filled with public comments. Students and their superintendent stealing the spotlight. Teens who advocated for the lights on campus had well thought and researched arguments about their safety and the importance of athletic activities. They also disproved a lot of misinformation they say was out there surrounding the project, like trees being cut down and the reason behind the tennis courts being removed. It wasn't just students also who believe that it's time for some change.
The future of Carmel by the Sea and all of us depends on the young people who are here today, not the old geezers like me. I'm going to be 88 in a couple of months, and all we think about is how to pass on our estate, and we don't want it dwindled. And I think that's what's affecting some of the older folks who are here. Let's focus on what is true.
Because this has taught us about community. To reiterate, I and many of my fellow friends and classmates have come here to improve the safety of current and future students voluntarily.
The superintendent, Ted Knight, wasn't reluctant to point out the attacks that he and other board members have faced for supporting the project. And tonight, the board also certified the environmental impact report on the project. Taking a first look at weather now. Weather Authority weather forecaster Scott Rates in for us tonight.
Good evening, happy Tuesday evening to you at home. We do have a lot to talk about here in the Weather Center tonight. A lot going on. It's chilly out there right now. If you've been out this evening, you know what I'm talking about. That cool weather going to stick around for a little while, and the rain on the way. Let's talk about everything you need to know. So we're going to be looking at those cool mornings. When you wake up tomorrow, it'll be very, very cool, very clear and dry. It's really the calm before the storm, right? Cool and sunny. The Rainmaker arriving on Thursday, early Thursday, I think now, as we're starting to keep a close eye on this and we're getting closer and closer to the event, we can kind of hone in on it just a little bit more. So what should you expect with this latest storm coming in? We're going to see widespread rain, moderate to heavy at times. There could be the potential for some minor flooding. Those poorly drained areas, those infamous areas, could start pooling a little bit. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Yes, there's going to be wind out there as well. You can see down trees, power lines, power outages could be an issue with this. Those cooler temperatures and the snow levels are going to come down. You're going to start to see those snow-capped mountains out there as well. Now, what is the timing like? How much weather and rain are you going to see in your backyard? And when can you expect it? I'm tracking all of that coming up in my complete forecast. Coming up in just a little bit. I will see you very soon.
Tonight, we're learning new details about the shooting incident in Seaside yesterday. Police say it was not gang-related, and the suspect fired more than 40 rounds at his own brother. They also found an arsenal of guns at the suspect's house. Seaside police say that the night before the shooting, they were called to 51-year-old Anthony Johnston's home Sunday night before, well, he and his brother had been arguing, so they show up. And everything ends there, they thought, but that family dispute continues into the next day, Monday, when Anthony allegedly tries to shoot his own brother, firing his gun while chasing him in his car through the streets of Seaside right before noon. And police say someone could have been hurt here. A tip from the public helped lead to his arrest after his damaged car was eventually spotted in Aptos.
If anybody has any information, they can call us anonymously. They don't have to leave their name or phone number. Any type of tip helps us. It could be a direction, a sound, it could be anything. Sometimes it's the little information that gives us the big lead.
Johnston was arrested with the help from CHP and Watsonville police. New tonight, protecting our children from using tobacco. Watsonville police are carrying out decoy operations, they say, to catch store clerks who are willing to sell tobacco to children. Out of 11 businesses that were visited, one clerk at Cigarette City, located on Freedom Boulevard, was caught and cited for selling tobacco to a child. The clerk now facing a fine of up to $1,000. Watsonville PD says that so far they've carried out at least 7 minor decoy operations since April, working with underage volunteers. And their goal here is to weed out people who care more about a profit than the health of children. And so far, there's been some 50 inspections all across town. Of those businesses who have been visited, a total of 6 clerks sold tobacco to a teen, plus 4 other people were cited for buying tobacco for these undercover kids. Officers are now cracking down on people who smoke at parks as well. That's banned under a city ordinance. 8 people have been cited for that violation. Retailers are benefiting from the holiday shopping season, yet it's also a time when thieves like to sweep in with these smash and grabs and car break-ins. KION's Anna Torrea tells us how it's putting retailers and shoppers on high alert.
He was looking around and I just heard the alarm. It was him running with stuff and like, oh my gosh, I just get scared, you know.
Monica Vasquez and her son were shopping for Christmas gifts when they saw that happen. Crimes like that put her on edge.
Because we never know what is going to happen, and just happened to me recently, and it's scary.
Vasquez makes sure none of her shopping bags are left alone.
We try to do all the shopping at once if we can. If no, but somebody can stay in the car.
If you're shopping this holiday season and you have a shopping bag in hand, make sure you keep them out of sight.
The state is upping its efforts, hoping to combat retail crime. Since the start of the Organized Retail Theft Task Force, the CHP has been involved in nearly 1,300 investigations, arrested 645 suspects, and recovered more than 270,000 stolen goods. The cost, almost $26 million. With that, what do shoppers want to see?
More police presence, not just in the outlet, but every retail stores around.
The CHP commissioner said they are working with other law enforcement agencies to deter organized crime and theft rings, but shoppers like Amato are remaining vigilant.
They always tell us, hey, you should be observant. You just don't shop around. You just also look around and see if there's any suspicious, activity or suspicious people.
The family of Areli Garcia now continuing their search to find the missing 25-year-old from Salinas. Family has just launched a website so people can donate. It's also a place where they can keep people up to date with the latest information regarding her case. The family tells KION that the biggest search for Areli is planned for Monday, December 5th, and they add that details for this search party will soon be announced. In the meantime, next Monday, Cassidy's Pizza is hosting a fundraiser for her from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. All the proceeds will help fund searches for Areli, we're told. The address there on your screen in just a moment. We'll leave that up for a second or so. Located on Freedom Boulevard. New tonight, a drunk teenager leads police in Hollister on a chase after an attempted traffic stop. That happened this afternoon, and the teen driver sped through Nash Road and Monterey Street. Hollister PD says during the chase, the driver stopped to let 4 other teenagers out of the car. They tried to escape on foot, but they didn't get far. Neither did the chase or the driver. Officers say that the suspect was then arrested shortly after. He's now in juvenile hall for a DUI and for evading police. Following a contract dispute that sent thousands to the picket line, some student employees have now reached a tentative agreement with the University of California tonight. That's according to a statement by the union that's representing postdoctoral scholars and academic researchers. They have been on strike for 15 days, and they say they will remain on strike until an agreement is final. The scholars and the researchers say they're also choosing to continue striking in solidarity with the workers whose unions are still negotiating with the UC system. And we checked with strikers at UC Santa Cruz about what comes next.
We really hope that now that we have an agreement, the university will actually bargain with the other two units. For about 2 weeks, I haven't gotten any serious proposals on their financial package.
In a statement, the UC says in part, quote, "Our dedicated colleagues are vital to UC's research activities, and we are very pleased to have reached agreements that honor their many important contributions." If the agreement is ratified by union members, the new contracts will be effective through September of 2027. A survivor of the mass shooting at a Walmart in Virginia is now suing the retailer for $50 million. Her name is Danya Priolo, and she says that she submitted a formal complaint against the shooter, Andre Bing, in September for harassment with the company, adding that prior to the shooting that left 6 employees dead, Bing had asked coworkers if they had received active shooter training, and the complaint alleges that Walmart knew the suspect was threatening and bullying other employees, yet he was kept on as a manager. Walmart hasn't commented on the lawsuit, but previously tweeted it is working swiftly to provide resources to the community and store associates. A jury has found Oath Keepers leader Stewart Rhodes guilty of seditious conspiracy. The panel decided the fate of the 5 members of the far-right militia group for their role in the Capitol insurrection on January 6th of 2021. All 5 defendants were found guilty of obstructing an official proceeding. The defendants faced a range of charges, including destruction of government property, civil disorder, and tampering with documents. The Justice Department charged roughly 50 people with some form of conspiracy related to the insurrection. The right for same-sex and interracial couples to marry took center stage on Capitol Hill today. Senate lawmakers voted on a key measure to ensure these unions are protected under federal law. Michael George has the latest tonight from Washington.
Today, the Senate of the United States stands on the precipice of advancing freedom.
In the wake of the tragic shooting at an LGBTQ club in Colorado.
There are 61, the nays are 36. The bill, as amended, has passed.
Senate lawmakers voted to approve the Respect for Marriage Act, ensuring same-sex and interracial marriages are recognized in every state.
Such people and their diverse beliefs are due proper respect.
No matter who you are or who you love, you too deserve dignity and equal treatment under the law.
Concerns about the issue grew after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade over the summer.
I'm not aware of a single state in the United States threatening to pass any law infringing the ability of any same-sex couples to marry.
In a rare show of bipartisanship, several Republicans joined Democrats in passing the landmark bill.
We do well by taking this step, not embracing or validating each other's devoutly held views, but by the simple act of tolerating them.
The Respect for Marriage Act would also prevent same-sex couples from being excluded from Social Security survivor benefits, as well as the ability to sponsor a spouse for citizenship.
LGBTQ rights can coexist with religious freedom protections.
The Senate-passed bill now goes to the House for passage before going to the White House for President Biden's signature. Michael George, CBS News.
Democrats are trying to get other measures through in the lame duck session, including an elections reform package. Republicans will take control of the House, while Democrats will take control of the Senate when Congress convenes in January. After 20 years, the Salinas Fire Department bringing back a program for those interested in maybe taking on this career. What you need to know if you're interested in joining their Explorer program. And a pivotal win today by Team USA. There's a new hurdle, though, getting through the knockout round. And right now, taking a live look from our Mount Toro camera in Salinas. Just how chilly is it going to get? When is the rain going to get here? We have all those answers on the other side of this break, so don't go to bed just yet.